Right, Simon, it's your fourth final in 5 years, Edinburgh at Sheffield. How are the preparations going?
Excellent, John. The lads finished their club campaign on the end of April, about 25th of April. Thankfully, none of the lads were involved in any club games, playoff games, so it left us with a good 2.5 weeks to prep for the final. The bank holidays caused a bit of a problem with the Friday and Monday, with us not training, but we've done some good conditioning work, and now we're prepping ourselves for the final, so very pleased with the way things have gone.
Yeah, and in terms of your league season, it's been virtually faultless season, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I was a lot of new players in the side. We've gone through the league campaign, winning 9 and drawing 1 out of the 10 games. So if you're going to ask for a good season before you start, you're not going to get many better than that. And we're averaging nearly 4 goals a game as well. So the defensive side and the attacking side is working well.
Yeah. So how does this bunch of lads compare to the previous teams that have won it twice and lost one in the final on penalties?
Well, I think you did a piece for me for the quarterfinals and semi-finals where I said arguably it may be the best technically gifted side that we had. Some of the older players came back to me with a few comments after that saying, "Are you sure?" and nearly fell out with a few of those. So I still stick by that, in that we're playing some really decent stuff at the moment. We've got some new players in the team. We're playing a brand of football which is good to watch. It's attacking, it's good for the neutral to watch, and it's a way that I want to play. So off of that, I'm really pleased with the batch of lads that are involved in the squad.
Yeah, and you've had a bit of rivalry going with Loughborough over the last few years. To beat them in the semi, that was a massive result, wasn't it, for you?
Yeah, I think that was with no disrespect to Edinburgh, and it's going to be a tough game in the final. That was going to be our biggest game and the biggest hurdle to get over, I think, in that we'd lost in the final 2 years ago on penalties, and then we weren't good enough the year before, and we lost 2-0 in the semi-final, and we didn't deserve to go through. So I think mentally that was a big step for the lads who are already in the squad, and one that's going to give the new players a really push in the right direction for the final, and we deserved it, to be honest. For 75 minutes we were much the better side, and I think for the last 15 we got a little bit nervous and we gave away a goal, so 2-1 I think was closer than it should have been.
Yeah. You beat Bath twice and then lost to Loughborough, big names in university sport. Edinburgh probably not quite as renowned for the university sport. What are you expecting from them on Wednesday?
A surprise package, to be honest, partly because the Scottish teams don't always play in the main league campaigns. They play in their own Scottish league, so I think it's good for us in that we don't know too much about them, but we've beaten some of the big institutions in the past. Having said that, Edinburgh won the final back in 94 or 95, I think they said, and they're bringing a lot of support. I think they're bringing back the team that actually won it in that time, so I think they're talking maybe 6, 7 or 8 coaches that are going, so they're going to have a hell of a lot of support, and if they class them as underdogs, I think it puts them in a good position in the final. Having said that, we'll prep no differently than we have done before, and we'll treat them with the utmost respect. So off the back of that, I think if the lads perform to their capability, we should win the game.
Yeah.
But that is up to the boys to perform as soon as 6 o'clock comes on Wednesday.
Yeah. So what's your plan for the day? Because you're going to go up there on the Wednesday morning and have a bit of a session, or you're going to, on Wednesday before the game, you're going to train, or you're going to just go up and take it easy before the game?
Well, we had a chat a minute ago, didn't we, in terms of that. It can be a lot of wasted time on a day, and I think when you start thinking about the game early in the morning, all of the nervous energy kicks in, and as soon as you step over the white line at 6 o'clock, you're already tired before you've really started. So the aim will be to leave about 11 o'clock on the Wednesday, check into a hotel which we'll stay over on Wednesday evening because of the late finish, and then we'll have pre-match around about 3 o'clock in the hotel before we make our way to Bramble Lane around about 4:15.
Yeah. Just what's the key to the success you've had here?
I think it's firstly the brand in which we play, the philosophy which Hartpury Sport has in terms of excellence, the facilities that we have here, but also the teamwork and ethic that the lads buy into when they first start on a Hartpury football programme. They buy into it pretty quickly within the first month or so, and once they do start that, they love the way that we play. They love being around the other players socially and from a football point of view, and you see the right results then off the football side. once they've bought into that, the results usually come off the back of it. So it's a recruitment of decent players, but then also then buying into the brand of football and philosophy that Hartpury runs.
Yeah, and you've got quite a few lads who are going to be playing in the first final. Do you know how many who've played with it before are going to be starting?
I won't name the team yet, John, but I think it's a half and half split at the moment. So you've got 6 first year players, and you've got some boys who've been involved in previous finals. So once again, I think we chatted about it in the last final we were in when we played Loughborough, that it's important to have some key experience in the team, a few leaders, but then also around that put some of the new players into the team to give a little bit of flair, and also an element of I think not too much thought that goes into it. I think they can just bring an element of flair, show how Hartpury plays, and just enjoy the occasion. And that's how they've played all year. Once you give them the platform to do that, they've really performed this year, and Unity's have a decent spine, and we've got that throughout the team.
Right, James, you've played in finals before. You're going to go into this one as captain. How does it feel?
Yes, a brilliant feeling to captain this team, especially. It's probably one of the best footballing teams I've been involved in, and to come through from college, watching the BUCS, watching them win it, and then come through and win the BUCS, and then be part of the BUCS setup, and now to be captain, it's a brilliant feeling.
Yeah. Do you feel a sense of responsibility as one of the sort of more experienced players, and you've been to QPR and played in the final there, and you know what it's all about?
Yeah, definitely. I feel being centre back as well, like quite a lot of responsibility. Like people looking to me if the game's not going right, looking for like a big header or a big tackle. So quite a bit of responsibility, I think.
Your results this season have been absolutely unbelievable, aren't they, in the league and on your way through to this final? What's been the key to the good results?
I'd say more of a team unit. I think there's no clicks within the team this year, because I think quite a few of the lads live together, so I think that's helped, and everyone's on the same wavelength. Like the way we play football, everyone knows their jobs, and so it's good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Tom has said that this team sort of technically probably the best he's worked with during his time at Hartpury. How do you think it compares to the team that won it, lost on penalties in the final a couple of years ago that you played in?
I definitely agree. It's more technically sound. I think, like I said, I think it's more of a group. It's more of a group thing this year rather than individual clicks. Like everyone's around the same age, apart from Pete. But other than that, I think it's just more like I said. Everyone's a group. Everyone's in it together. Everyone knows their responsibilities, and we play to them.
Bit of a surprise package to see Edinburgh in the final. Are you surprised that they made it through?
Yeah, well, I thought it would be as in Loughborough, really. But then when we got drawn in the semis, it's anyone's game really. But we played Bournemouth earlier in the season, and for them to be in the final, I think wouldn't have really done justice to the competition. I don't think.
Yeah, great result over. Great to beat Loughborough, old rivals in the semi. What was that game like?
Oh, it was brilliant feeling to beat them. Like apparently that's the first time we've beaten them, so I've heard. But we outclassed them the whole game. It's just apart from a dodgy 15 minutes at the end, a few squeaky bums, but other than that, it was brilliant. Brilliant feeling. And
how are things going for you away from Hartpury? Because you've had a bit of a spell at Forest Green, haven't you? And who have you been playing for recently? Yeah, well, I started at Forest Green, like I've done the past couple of seasons, but it's kind of filtered out, like fizzed out a bit. So I'm just looking to play locally, just playing for Shortwood again. Yeah.
So just looking to enjoy my football really.
Right, Steve, another player who've experienced the final before and scored at Loftus Road. How much does it mean to be in another final this year?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Obviously, it's my last year this year, so start of the season, the target was to get to the final and win the competition. Obviously, with defeat in the last final we were in, and then losing comfortably in the semi-final against Loughborough, it was definitely a challenge for all of us to go all the way this time, and hopefully we'll come back with a cup.
Yeah, you've experienced the win and the defeat. I mean, there's only one you want to do on Wednesday, isn't it, against Edinburgh?
Oh yeah, definitely. That loss was one of the worst days of my life, especially considering we'd won it 2 years prior to that. To go out on penalty, it was horrible, but we've got a chance to put it right this year. We've done the league, and let's hope we can do the cup double now.
Yeah, it's a different venue this year, Bramall Lane. Have you ever been there before?
Never been there, no. So be a nice change.
Yeah, it's quite a long trip north. Obviously, they're coming down from Scotland, so it's sort of in between. And, it's a nice stadium. Do you relish playing in a place like that?
Oh yeah, I love playing in ask anyone, they'd love to play in professional grounds like that, especially Sheffield United. They've been a Premiership club, and I'm sure the pitch is going to be fantastic. And it'll be a great day.
Yeah, the team sort of switched around a bit this year. I think Tom was saying a couple of people have ended up playing not quite where he expected them to, like Enzo coming in and doing well at the back, and Ben Pugh playing up front. How's it gone for you personally this season? You been playing on the right wing every week?
Was until I had an injury at Christmas. Obviously, I had a Cartilage tear, and then sort of got back fit, got myself back in the team, and since I've come back in, I have been right wing. But as Tom said, it's quite an unexpected squad this year. We've got a left back playing centre forward who's scored something like 20 goals. We've got centre half that's come in from the second team who's done exceptionally well, and we've done really well this year.
So with Ben up front, obviously he's quite a big lad, isn't he? What's the game plan? Because did you have to try and put balls on his head? Is he a good header of the ball?
No, although he's big and he's a target man, I think the game plan has been as we have all season. It's just pass the ball, get the ball down and play, get it forward as quick as we can, get it into wide areas, and that's where Ben and Pete come out of the box then. So I don't think we've played a long ball game, considering we have got a big target man up front. But if we do need to, it's a great get out clause to have Pee-wee up there.
Yeah, and you've had a bit of a spell out injured, but how many goals have you got this season?
I've got 8 this year, so I've had 6 since I've come back.
Yeah, and away from Hartpury, how's it been going? You've been playing for one Saturday.
I've been with Forest Green. Not a fantastic season, if I'm being honest. Didn't really feature much. The injury didn't help, but it was quite a disappointing season on the Saturday front. But the Wednesday's more than enough made up for it.
It's your last game ever for Hartpury, so definitely want to go out on a high.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's in my 4th year, and it'll be great to end it on a high and hopefully score and win in the final. Yeah, what's your plan after this season then? Do you want to get this club at as high level as you can next season? Yeah, obviously I want to play as high as I can, but I've got to take into consideration that I'm probably going to have to get a job, so it might be drop down a league and play part time and then work full time. But we'll see what the summer says and go from there. Yeah. How much are you looking forward to it?
We've prepared a lot, and we're looking forward to it because we've done really good this season, and this is the time for us to go on and win the trophy, so we are ready for it.
Yeah, what position will you be playing in?
Centre mid.
Yeah. Who do you play in there with normally?
Aztec Shaz, and we're both really good in the midfield because we know each other since back home in Ghana, so used to each other, and we enjoy playing the midfield, so I think that's going to help us to win the trophy on Wednesday. So.
Yeah, so you've got a good understanding with Isaac on and off the pitch?
Yeah, and also we sometimes talk in our own language, so we used to each other, so we can do the job on Wednesday, so we are ready for it.
Yeah, have you played in the final before for Hartpury?
Last 2 years, I should have played last 2 years, but I got injured, so I missed the final. I did not play, but this time I'm fit and ready for it. So
so it probably might even mean more to you because you missed it in the past to finally get your chance.
Yeah, so this is a chance for me now to show what I got. Yeah, so I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and you've had a brilliant season. You've won virtually every game. I think you drew one, won all the rest. Have you enjoyed this season immensely?
Yeah, this season is like big season because we have like good squad this season, and we've won like everything obviously. So I think we are okay for it. Yeah. So we just have to work hard and win the final, and then after. And
do you play for Evesham on Saturdays? Yeah, how's that been going?
We did well in the league. We came in the 12th league, so we did okay. And I think they really want us to stay for next season, but we're not sure yet. So we just have to like maintain our focus and then concentrate for the final, and after we decide what to do next season. So, but Evesham is going well. They really enjoy having us there. So we also enjoy playing for them. So I think it's good for us to like keep focus and then.
Yeah. Just finally, Sam, can you tell me a bit about how you actually ended up coming to Hartpury? How did you move to Hartpury come about? Because they do like their Ghanaian players, don't they?
Yeah, no, so like it's a bit long story because obviously one of our coaches back home in Ghana went to a coaching course with Tom Radcliffe, and I think they met there and then discussed about like having like more players coming over to England and then play for Hartpury, and our manager, who is Tom Venom, who is the owner of Right to Dream, came back home. He called us and then he spoke to us and then he said he had a meeting with Tom Radcliffe and he wanted like players to come over to UK and to play for Hartpury College. So
Yeah.
we are interested in we are interested in we just came and that's where it started from. So I think.
Yeah. Enzo, I understand you've been a bit of a surprise package this season, coming in from the second team and sort of first covering, but ended up holding down a place for the rest of the season.
Yeah, start of the season I was in the seconds, and same with last season. Started putting a few good games together in the seconds, and then got put forward due to injury of the other centre half, and I was fortunate to have a few good games and keep my place. Done quite well, but obviously with the cover of boulders next to me, you know, it's going to be all right back there. So yeah, no, I've done really well.
So were you playing centre back for the seconds, or were you playing a different position as well?
Well, playing centre back for the seconds, but last year I was playing centre midfield, right back, and all other positions except for goalkeeper really. So yeah, but once I got into the first team, it's only really been centre half and right back.
Yeah. Do you think you've found your position then? Do you think that's your best position?
Yeah, I think centre half's one of my strongest positions. I still think I can do quite a good job at right back as well, but yeah, centre half or right back would be the strongest positions.
Yeah. That must have been a brilliant sort of almost like a dream come true, playing in the first team and getting to the final when you probably weren't even expecting to be in there this season.
Yeah, after the first year, I put a lot of hard work in, especially toward the end of the season, and to not get in the first team, you know, it was a bit of a down. But you know, they had good players in there. I had to work even harder to get there, which I did. Got into the first team, which was just great alone, and then getting into the final and just being in the squad's a great privilege. Just looking forward to going to Bramall Lane now.
Yeah. Have you ever played at a ground like that before?
I think Stoke at the Britannia was the only one with the background at home for Sussex schools. We beat Northumberland, but Britannia's probably going to be a little bit bigger. So
yeah. Tell me a bit about your background, Enzo, because who have you played for and how did you end up coming to Hartpury?
Well, I come from Brighton originally, and I've played for a lot of Ryman League clubs around there. So Worthing, I was here before here, and then I come to Hartpury on recommendation through Chelsea. So I used to coach for them, and got told quite a lot about the sport, and I never heard of it before. Obviously, you got your Loughboroughs that are good for sport. So I come along, and yeah, no, it's really good. The facilities here are top notch, and yeah, the players here are even better. And it just shows that while beating like Loughborough in the semi-finals, teams like that.
Yeah. So you get to train full time and get qualification out of it. It must be ideal at the moment for you.
Yeah, it's almost being like a professional player really, training every day. Yeah, no, again with the facilities, the coaches, everything's really here for us on a plate, so it's in our hands to take us where we want to take us really.
Yeah, I think everyone would agree you're probably favourites to beat Edinburgh, but you're not going to take them lightly, are you?
No, I think yeah, people would see that we're favourites, but at the end of the day they've come out of nowhere. Considering last year we haven't heard much about them. We saw them in the semi-final against Bournemouth. They look like a very good team, very strong team, and they moved the ball quite well. Yep. So no, we won't be taking them lightly, but no, it should be a good game for everyone to see really.
Yeah. And do you play for anyone on Saturdays at the moment, or are you looking for
Saturdays?
a club on Saturday?
Well, at the moment I'm signed on for Evesham, but I haven't managed to play a game due to the uni work.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been quite a lot of pressure on my last foundation year.
Yeah.
But next year I'll be definitely looking for a club, and hopefully I can push on with my Saturday football as well as my uni football.
Yeah, brilliant.